Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and I'm the owner, creator, and coach for Believe in Better Finances. So for today's video topic, I wanted to speak with all of you watching specifically about the topic of budgeting and the unique expenses that are for the month of February. So with that said, I've mentioned in all of my past videos, I'm a big advocate for doing a budget on a monthly basis. It's crucial if you want to have a good handle on your finances and to be able to hit your financial goals efficiently and as quickly as possible. You have to know where your money is coming and going. There's no way else to do that solidly without a budget in place. So with that said, I wanted to mention some common expenses for the month of February coming up, just as good reminders of things that you want to make sure and plug into your budget if it's applicable, and anything else for that matter. So obviously at the end of the video, if there's things that I left out where you're like, oh, that could be a common expense for most people for the month of February, leave it in the comment section below and share it with everybody, because just like everything, there could be a million things I could list out, but these are just some of the more common ones that most everybody is going to, have to deal with in the month of February. So the first one is going to be the dreaded taxes. Yes, tax season is fast approaching. So if you have some sort of tax bill that is due coming up in the next month or two, obviously you want to make sure that you've got money set aside for that, hopefully already. And if you haven't, figure out what you owe and what it's going to take to get that money set aside in time to pay it. So again, everybody's situation is going to be unique, but definitely tax season is fast approaching, so be sure that you're planning that accordingly in your budget if need be. The second thing that I wanted to talk about is going to be higher utility bills. So again, kind of a common sense one, but if you live on your own, whether you rent, own a home, or whatever, most of us are going to have to pay higher than normal utility bills when it comes to your electricity bill and gas. So again, you may not have a gas bill, maybe just electricity, vice versa, or just both. But nonetheless, if you look at your past statements, odds are the month of February is going to be one of your higher months for those two particular utility bills. So a little tip from me. What I do anytime that I'm trying to forecast what my utility bills are, because for most of us, we don't have the same utility bill dollar amount every single month due. It's going to vary depending on the month and what's going on, unless you're like on an average billing plan or something like that. So for me, what I'm doing is, since it's at the end of January, I've already worked up my February budget. And so for those particular expenses, what I do is I go back to my online bill payer account. So I pull up my account online, click on bill payer, which is where I pay my utility bills from, and I can pull a report that'll tell me, okay, what was the last year's worth of electricity bills and gas bills for 2016. Then I just search down to February, and then I plug that dollar amount into my February 2017 budget. So if it's, say, just as an example, say my electricity bill is $150. What I would do is, just to have a number in there until I get my actual statement in that tells me how much is owed, I would plug in probably a $160. I would just pad it an extra $10, just because the bill may be more, it may be less, but it's probably going to be somewhere in that vicinity of $150. So that's how I handle the utility bills and forecasting what they are before I actually get my statement. So that's that one. Now another one, which is kind of a fun one, it's probably not going to be a huge budget buster if you forget to do this, but it is that time of the year, and that is referring to Girl Scout cookie season. So if you're a big Girl Scout cookie fan and you love to buy from the Girl Scouts and help support them, then again, this is the time of year where that is starting up. Actually, I was coming home this morning from getting some breakfast. I just felt like getting out for a little bit. And on my way home, I thought it was the cutest thing. Next to their mailbox, one of the houses down the road, they had a little sign that says, Girl Scout cookies sold here, come a-knockin'. And I just thought that was the cutest thing. So I'm sure a lot of the neighbors have gone over there to buy Girl Scout cookies. And I've seen on our community Facebook page that people are like, hey, it's Girl Scout cookies, they're here if you're interested in buying a box. So nonetheless, if you love Girl Scout cookies and you're gonna be buying several boxes of them for either yourself or to pass out to friends or coworkers or whatever, just make sure you plan for that accordingly. And then another one that I want to mention is kind of, you might be thinking, wow, that's so far away. Why are we worrying about it in the month of February? But hear me out. So that is summer vacations. So yes, I know we're still in winter, but summer is going to be here before we know it. And honestly, if you have a trip planned within the next 6 months or less, you want to start go ahead and doing your research, figure out what you're going to need to spend to make that trip happen, and start having that divided out, deducting it from your paycheck every pay period. And that way, once that trip comes, you're already prepared and ready to go. There won't be, going on the trip and then having to come back from your vacation after it's over with, still paying for it on a credit card. That's what I try to tell people with regards to vacations, Christmas time, when you're buying gifts. Don't buy all that stuff on credit card and then you're looking at still February and you're paying off Christmas. I have a friend of mine, she's like, oh, my credit card bill probably won't be paid off until March. So she's having to still, almost into spring, paying for Christmas. So plan ahead for those kind of things, and definitely summer vacations are very important to plan ahead, especially, you may be wanting to go to Disney. Disney can be a very expensive trip. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you plan for it. Maybe you're going to do a staycation, so maybe you don't have the money to go off out of state or out of the country, but you want to go to, in the DFW area, there's a bunch of resorts like the Gaylord Texan, and I forgot, it's like something Wolf Lodge or something. Great Wolf Lodge is really fun. That I've had a lot of friends where if their times are a little tough, or they maybe had a spouse lose a job and they just want to get out of the house and go do something for an extended weekend, they'll go there. And it's not as expensive as going out of state and having airfare and all those expenses. So think about what your summer plans are going to be. Maybe it's spring break. That's going to be another fun, vacation time coming up even quicker than summer. And definitely if you're going to the beach or something like that, the spring break rates are going to be through the roof. So again, nothing wrong with it as long as you plug it in your budget and plan for it accordingly. So that's my other tip. The last one that is very, very well known for the month of February, and either you're gonna love it or hate it, and that is the holiday of Valentine's Day. So if you're single, you're probably like, one less expense for me. That's kind of the pros of being single. And if you are in a relationship and you do enjoy celebrating the holiday, all the better. Figure out what you can afford to do, live within your means when it comes to your budget, and plan accordingly. If you want to go out to a really nice dinner and spend $100, $150, maybe $200, I don't know, for Valentine's Day dinner, then go for it, as long as you've got it and you can put it in your budget. If you can do nothing but something simple, like, go out for pizza or whatever, maybe you just eat dinner in and then you go out and get you an ice cream or a yogurt or something, just to get out of the house and do something fun with the person that you love, that's fine too. I will personally say, after 13 years of marriage, almost 13 years of marriage with my husband, I love him more than anything in the world, and I don't have to do the fancy dinners out. That was big when we were dating and first newly married, but now, I'm fine cooking up our favorite dish together and just having an activity to do together and spend time and talk. And like I said, maybe it's just we go out for ice cream or something like that. So again, just spend time with the person that you love. I think it's the most important thing, but obviously my taste for Valentine's and what's acceptable and okay is different from one person's to another. Valentine's Day to me is not worth breaking the bank. But I do understand when you're in a new relationship and it's fun and you're young, you want to go out, or even if you're older, there's nothing wrong with that. But again, plan accordingly. That way you can make sure your Valentine's Day is hopefully semi-stress free and it doesn't break the bank. So I hope you enjoyed these tips for the month of February as far as common expenses to budget for. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. Leave me a comment below if you have any other suggestions on things that we as a whole should be planning for the month of February budget-wise. And if you have any video topic requests on other financial topics you'd like for me to talk about, again, feel free to leave me those questions, comments below in the description box, or not in the comment box, and I'll be sure to read those and get back to you. So thank you so much for watching, and y'all have a great rest of the month. Bye.